Hey everyone, JRO Lights here. With 2023 coming to an end, I thought it would be fitting to do a year-end review of all the pieces I've acquired this year. And let me tell you, it's been a fun 2023 when it has come to Zippos. I was able to go to Bradford, Pennsylvania this year for a Zippo swap meet, Lighter Palooza 3. I was able to meet some JRO Lights fans as well as just hang out with a bunch of Zippo collectors. I've gotten some cool gifts this year, trades. I haven't done a lot of purchasing this year, and that's because I've really been focusing on my themes and my what piques my interest. And that's kind of what this channel is about, is encouraging new collectors and current collectors that you should focus on a theme and things that pique your interest. Just because it says Zippo on it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to have it. And I know that's hard as a collector, but sometimes it's about quality and not quantity. And that's kind of what I've focused on this year and hope to focus on in 2024. And I hope a lot of the finds and purchases that I have this year reflect that. So stick around. This is JRO Lights. For those who follow the channel and those that know me, Mississippi is a major theme in my collection, and that's because I live in Mississippi, I'm from Mississippi, and I get a lot of notifications from fellow collectors when Mississippi Zippos pop up either on eBay or in the Facebook groups. And so here are some of the Mississippi Zippos that I've acquired in 2023. One of the first purchases I made of 2023 was this Mississippi state emblem. It's a 2016 and not necessarily the state emblem, but that's what it's called on the back. But hey, it says Mississippi and that works for me. A Lighter Palooza 3 find that I got in Bradford, Pennsylvania this year was this Biloxi, Mississippi Hard Rock Cafe. I really like the design of this brass Zippo. It goes, I have several other Hard Rock Cafe Zippos. Here's a pasty. Or an emblem that someone just glued on. It's from Meridian, Mississippi, the heart of the New South. So this is a 1968. Here's a really neat one from Mississippi National Guard in Camp Shelby. It's the old Mississippi state flag. So this one would be really cool to get repainted. This is a 1972. Now I love mint in box. It's really hard to find mint in box Mississippi Zippos, but here's a 1983 from Columbus, Mississippi. It's an oil and chemical company, Edison Oil and Chemical Company. Here's another nice oil mint in box, 1970, Dunlap and Kyle Oil Company. This one's not so mint in box, but it's from West Point, Mississippi. Still in the box. Still nice. Brian Fine Meats. And one of my favorites this year. I'm not a Mississippi State fan by any means, but it's Mississippi Zippo. And these old collegiate football teams are so hard to find, and they're pretty rare. This has been repainted, but it's really nicely done and looks great in a box. But this is your Mississippi State Bulldogs. That's a 1965. And then I also got this as a gift this year. This is a Mississippi River Bridge, 1994. And some non-lighter items. Got a Zippo rule from Baldwin, Mississippi. Never heard of that place until now. And then got a Zippo pocket knife. I got this from my good buddy Bill. He collects floral designs, but he said he couldn't keep this one because it was Mississippi. So really grateful for, and a lot of these vintage ones were tips from other collectors, or a couple of them were gifts as well. So really grateful that the collector community really keeps an eye out for these Mississippi Zippos for me. Another major theme of mine is collectibles of the year, and I do have all of them since they started coming out in 1992, and everyone that has come out since then. I guess we'll start off with the 2023 collectible of the year. So I did a review on this. I only went for the American version this year, the European, the Asian region edition. It's just too much hassle for me to try to get them all. Another neat find that I got this year was the exclusive white nickel finish. You can only find these at JCPenney's. And if you're like, well, no, they released these nationwide, well, you'd be thinking of the Midnight Chrome. So there they are side by side. We have the white nickel finish. You could only find these at JCPenney's. So I thought that was a pretty cool find for the 1992 Collectible of the Year. Another neat find was the 2000 Keeper of the Flame Collectible of the Year. I already had the original release, which is this brushed chrome, but at Lighter Palooza 3, I found a potential test run of the Keeper of the Flame. So as you know, this is brushed, that's high polished, and the months are this is about 3 months before this one was released. So that's why we think that it's a potential test run, which I got a steal of a price on it. But that's probably one of my favorite finds of the year, just knowing that I got a potential test run of the Collectible of the Year for 2000. And here's one, not necessarily a Collectible of the Year, but if you know, the 2022 Collectible of the Year was the 90th anniversary. But this one is from Zippo Club Austria. I just threw it in this theme just because a good collector friend of mine gave this to me. It is 35 out of 75. So I added that to kind of be a companion piece to the 90th anniversary Collectible of the Year. Now, these Zippos aren't necessarily part of a theme, but they're just kind of special Zippos that I picked up this year. Starting off with Chuck Riley at Riley 66. He did this Zippo after Lighter Palooza 3. Really cool story. If you want to see the story of how this design came to be, check the description down below. Really cool to be a part of that story. Also, at Lighter Palooza 3, here's the dinner event lighter. This one is number 30 out of 100. We have the actual event lighter here. A really neat 540 design. Limited to 100 pieces. And also, while I was in Bradford, the chairman of the Blaisdell Foundation gave me this Zippo. This is a 1941 replica, and it has the chairman of Zippo and grandson of the founder, George Duke. And while I was there, he signed the back of this Zippo for me. So this is 75 out of 150. And speaking of the Blaisdell Foundation, the chairman also sent me this Zippo. I did a favor for him. And this Blaisdell Foundation Zippo was one of 30 made, and it's a 1935 replica. This is George Blaisdell, George Duke, and his mother. So really neat special Zippo right here from the Blaisdell Foundation. Now, not always do the Zippos I keep or buy fit in a theme. Some of them do, some of them don't. But these are some of the Zippos that I've gotten in lots or just found really, really good deals on. And I just decided to keep in my collection. One of my favorite finds this year is this 1977 Walt Disney World Slim. And I got this for like $40 at Lighter Palooza 3. So really great find. I think that's probably one of my best finds that I've had in a while. Also at Lighter Palooza 3, I got a couple other great deals. I got $20 on this golden weave. This is a 1999. So I really love those late 90, early 2000 plate designs. Couple more Lighter Palooza 3 finds. These are from the artist Sam Bass collection. I'm a big NASCAR fan. So these were $10 a piece. So I could not pass these up. Another NASCAR find is this Bill Elliott for $5 at Lighter Palooza 3. And I also received this beautiful Corinthian from a collector friend who lives up in New York. And he sent this to me, gave me a really good deal on it. So I appreciate him going out and finding this for me. Now, one thing that I do is I buy big lots of Zippos when I have the opportunity. When an opportunity comes and I can buy a big lot of Zippos, I will. And what I do is I may keep a few of those Zippos in that big lot and piece out the rest to help fund the rest of my collection. And so a few of those really neat finds that I've kept in those big lots are a couple of the plate designs from the early 2000s. This is anodized aluminum. You can tell how that's left sticker residue on there. Here's a seafoam green. I forget what they call this one, but there's a baby blue that I still need to complete this set. One of the best keeps in one of those lots I've bought this year is this beautiful golden time tank. So one of the best looking time tanks that I've seen. Also got a unique blister pack, Zip Light blister pack. And just throughout the year, if I find any Zippos that really pique my interest, I may just buy. Like this Star Trek Zip Light. I have several different variations of this, so I got this for like 20 bucks on eBay. I picked this up at the Visitor Center in Bradford, Pennsylvania when I was up there. So really the camera does not do this design justice. I wish I had another one to make it my EDC. And then who's not a fan of Band of Brothers? I saw this in one of the groups from a collector friend, and I had to have it. So, and then also I've been keeping an eye out on Blaze HQ Zippos. They came out with this a few years ago, and they've been sold out ever since. So as soon as they came back in stock with this Sprinkle 540, I had to buy it. I probably shouldn't have, but it was kind of one of those impulse purchases. So those are some of the Zippos that I've bought that might not necessarily be in one of my major themes, but either got a really great deal on them or they came in a lot that I just kept and then pieced the rest out. Last but not least are Zippos that I've gathered through trades or gifts and just general acts of kindness from other collectors. I'm so glad to be part of the Zippo collecting community. There's some really good collectors out there. And I'm so proud to add some of their gifts to my collection. So let me get through this portion quickly because I can spend like an hour just on the stories that some of these Zippos have, just because of the gift and the sentimental value that they carry because they come from collectors like you. First off, a design that I've gotten like 4 or 5 of this year from other collectors. This is my everyday carry design, and I have about 12 or 13 of these now, and the reason behind that is if I lose my primary one, I want a backup. And when the word got out in the community about this design, I got like 4 or 5 of these this year. So one of which made me this cool mug and coaster. So that collector knows who he is. So thank you for that. Also, I've done some fun things this year, like trade a Zippo for a Zippo. So I had a collector reach out and we traded a Slim Zippo for a Slim Zippo. Another great friend of mine and also a fellow subscriber sent me this Indianapolis Motor Speedway to go in my NASCAR theme. I just got this in today. This was really cool. A collector, a new subscriber, sent me this. He's from Texas. He wanted me to have a Texas Zippo, and I'm building him a mystery package right now. So I may have to throw in 1 or 2 more for him for that. And also, Wild Bill, mentioned him earlier in this video. He's hooked me up this year too. He sent me this Venetian with my initials on it. And he also sent me this Lady Barbara. Just the bottom, and I put in a time period Zippo in there. Every once in a while, I'll also do favors for other collectors, like forward some shipping or forward some Zippos to another collector, and they may send an extra Zippo for me. So I've gotten this Zip Light through that. This really cool raw brass case from 1969 didn't make the cut for final production. This woodchuck, woodchucks are underrated in my opinion. I don't know how durable they are in the long run, but I do think they're pretty cool. And if you buy one, they plant one. Had a great collector friend, Frank, and his wife They gave me this Zippo. I believe it was from his business, and it is really nice. It's etch and paint. The colors really pop. Doesn't do it justice in the video, but in person, it's a really neat design. One of my favorite collectors, and I say that because he has hooked me up all year long when it comes not only to Zippo, but I hung out with him a lot and stayed with him when I went to Bradford, Pennsylvania. And he hooked me up with Zippos. He hooked me up just with, his hospitality. He's awesome. And he knows who he is, and I greatly appreciate him. And I wish him all the best. And I look forward to seeing him again, hopefully in 2024, when hopefully I can go back to Bradford this year. But those are just some of the gifts that I've gotten throughout 2023. I know I can make an entire whole video about some of these Zippos and the stories behind them. What do you think? What are some of the Zippos that you've gotten in 2023 that really stick out, or what are you looking for in 2024? So I thank you all for all the support. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. This is JRO Lights. We'll see you on the next one.